traders, I'm Tamar Mehr and welcome to the Knockout Trader Dojo. So the channel is called the Knockout Trader as it combines my two passions of martial arts and trading, and because there are actually a lot of similarities between these two. There are also many valuable lessons to be learned from martial arts for those who are looking to master the art of trading. So I'll be releasing a couple of videos on this topic, so keep an eye on the channel. But in this video, I'm going to explain the terminology used in the Knockout Trader and what each of those terms means. I'm going to talk about the fight cards, the update, the result videos, and the lingo that I use in each of those videos. So let's start with a fight card. So what is a fight card and when does a fight card come up? So a fight card essentially is a trade plan. So I like to scan the market every day, or well, almost every day, and look for opportunities. So when I'm looking at the market, when I'm looking at the opponent, then I'm looking for areas, I'm looking for zones that if the market moves through or consolidated in, then if it breaks that area, I have a higher likelihood for the market to go certain direction over the other. So this area that I identify as my offense area, it's an area that if the market would give me a setup, then I would like to enter into that trade. So the offense area is usually a zone. I'm looking for something to happen around that area. It is an area that I'm looking, for example, for the buyers to take over from the sellers. Or if the market was in an upward move and now it's going sideways, I'm looking for that sideways to finish. I'm looking for the market to continue in the direction of the overall trade. So the idea is to look for an area that if the market goes through it, then I have a high likelihood or a high probability opportunity. So the next thing that I need to look for is the setup. So the setup is the strike. So just as we go into the ring and we suss our opponent and we want to see what they've got, we want to see what kind of, let's say, combo they like to throw in, what do they like to do in the ring. We don't just go in and start, weaving and punching and going at it. We need to have a smart trading plan. We need to have a smart fighting plan. So we're watching and we're waiting and we're timing our entry. So just as much as we like to time our strike in a fight so we won't get pushed back or hit back or knocked out, then we like to do that in trading. So this is the setup, because if I'm looking at that point from my entry, I like the market to continue in my direction. I don't want to buy when there is still a wave of selling. So I need to see sign, for example, that the sellers are done and the buyers are ready to take over. So that would be my setup. This is where I strike. So this is when I need to time my striking. So the next elements would be my defense. So just as much as even though we start the strike, we're still protecting our head, we're still protecting our body, we're still looking to defend ourselves, it's the same with trading. So the defense lines is really the stop loss. It's the point that my assumption on the direction of the trade is no longer true and I need to be out of that trade. So at the beginning, my defense line is basically my risk. So at the start of the fight, I am all exposed. This is my full risk. But as I progress in the fight or in the trade, then I'm looking to move my defense, meaning to move my stop loss to protect my profit and to protect my risk. And we'll talk more about that when we get into the result video. So far we covered the offense area, the striking, and the defense. Now, what about the targets? The targets I divide into two. I'm looking at a point swing, which means that it is a more closer target. I'm looking at an area on the chart that I think that the market has a higher likelihood of getting into without too much trouble. So if you think about it as a fight, it's a lot easier sometimes to, against a strong opponent, to get some points win rather than knock that opponent down. The next level is that knockout level. It's the level when the fight finish and the opponent is down on the ground, which means that this is my further target. So I like to break it into two targets. So the points win, it's an earlier target, it's a more easier to reach target, and the knockout, it's a further out target, but it also would give me a higher reward for my risk. So this is the fight card. Now let's move into the updates video. So the updates videos come up either when things are going to plan and my offense has started, or sometimes price action changes, which mean it requires an adjustment of the original fight plan, but I still believe that there is an opportunity to enter into that fight, then an update video will be released. But sometimes price action run away and never pull back into my offense area, or sometimes the pullback never give me a high probability setup. In that case, no update video will be released and the fight will automatically be cancelled. Now, at the end of an update video, there is a message of where the fight is at. So there will be a message such as offense started, fight is underway, which means that I'm currently in the trade. I found a good setup and I've started my offense. I got triggered into the trade. It could be something like offense not started, waiting for a setup, meaning the market is sitting inside the offense area, but I haven't yet found that good setup that allow me to enter into the trade, meaning to strike my opponent. Sometimes we'll see offense started, moving defense line. That means that I am currently in the trade and I have already been able to move my stop loss to a technically protected place on the chart. So that will sometimes be written as managing defense. So the fight is underway and I will keep on moving my stop loss to protect the ground that I've already covered in the ring, meaning to protect my profit or my risk. So now let's move to the result videos. So the result videos are being released when the trade is complete and I am out of the ring and the fight is over, meaning the trade has finished. There are two ways that I exit a fight or a trade. So either the price has reached my target, the points win or the knockout, or price retraced back to my defense line and took me out. Now, if you watch the videos on the Knockout Trader channel, you'll see that I keep on moving my stop loss or my defense line to protect my risk and the profit that I've already made. So I'm using the term protecting the ground that I've already covered in the ring. So imagine pushing that opponent to the rope. You don't want to move backward. We want to keep on pushing. We want to move on the offense, but I also want to protect myself. And that is why I keep on moving my stop loss, meaning my defense line. So I always look to do that to a technically protected place on the chart. Now, at the end of each video, there is my personal challenge to my student to learn and earn their belt just like in martial art and become a knockout trader. The best way to do this is to watch previous fights, see the setup and the reason for those setup. Watch updates to see how the trade progressed and what action were taken, and the result videos to find out how the fight or the trade ended. Did things go smoothly and to plan, or did I have to duck and weave, meaning adjusting my trade plan and my trade setup to the new conditions? So the Knockout Trader channel is the world of real life trading. So just like in martial art, nobody is expecting to become a black belt martial artist after a weekend course, right? Nobody is expecting to come in Monday morning and take on the biggest, meanest, most skilled person in the dojo and actually win. Trading is the same. It requires effort, dedication, time, and practice. So I hope that now you understand more about the lingo and the terms that I use on the Knockout Trader channel, and more importantly, why I use these lingos and these terms. And I look forward to seeing you all at the next fight card video. Happy knockouts, everyone! Bye for now!